Happy Wednesday. Today is a good day. Today is a great day. Um, Today is the kind of day that, I just love. So today we're going to talk about a closing we did recently. This deal closed, I think we got the wire about 3 weeks ago. Um, awesome deal. This is a really great, quick deal on the market for one freaking day. So I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to show you guys today how I went through to find this deal, find these types of markets, um, what everything kind of looked like, how we went about it, how we marketed everything, and all that. And then just show you that it's not just a one-time deal. Like this doesn't just happen once. You could repeat this every single time. This isn't like it's not an anomaly, basically. We thought it might be because it happened to us a couple times. But to be honest with you, this has been happening more and more. So I'm excited. I'm actually going to crack a beer for this one because this is one to celebrate. So what we're going to talk about today is a little deal we did up in New York. So we were on vacation. We go to the Finger Lakes up in New York every year. And if you guys don't know where that is, it's basically up northern New York by like Syracuse and all that stuff. We'll pull up a map. I was out there and I'm like, why am I not doing land out here? This doesn't make any sense. So I started looking into it and I started looking at the markets and I started looking at the sell-through rate, things like that, see where the activity was. And I said, this is a no-brainer. Like I should be marketing to this area. So I did. I started marketing to it. We started looking at it and we said, okay, let's pick one specific lake. Let's market to it. Then let's try the other ones. Let's keep going from there. So we ended up choosing Seneca Lake, which is the lake we go to every year. So I'll show you. I'm going to pull it up on a map. And I'm going to show you kind of what it looks like. All right. So we'll go into the full thing. I want to show you guys everything with this deal. So this is an awesome deal. This is a buy for 65, and then we listed it as a double close right away, and we ended up selling it for right away. We got an offer, full price ask offer, in one day on the market for $125,000. Okay, so we under contract for 65 as a double close. We listed it for 125, full price ask, one day on the market. Absolutely crazy. We originally were like, hey, let's buy this lot. Let's keep this because it's a good lot. But we were like, what? Let's just gauge the interest in the market. We know there's some activity going on, but let's just throw it up there. So we ended up deciding to throw it up there. Popped it on the market. Boom. One day, get a call. Hey, I love this lot. I live right by it. I want to use it for my horses. Cool. We'll give you 125. Just give me, I think he needed like 30 days to get his HELOC set up. So that's what he did. So we were like, cool, it's a cash offer, everything like that. So we put pending right away. Cheers to that. So here we are. So let's go look. Let's take a look at this. So right here, Seneca Lake. This is the lake we worked with. This lake is massive. Okay, bunch of lakes. These are the Finger Lakes that were formed actually from glaciers that came down from Lake Ontario, or from wherever they came, many millions of years ago, and it carved out these sections. Right as the glaciers were pulling down, they started carving out these lakes. Now this whole area is really famous, very popular destination for people to go during the summer. You have Watkins Glen down here, which is a really popular area. They have these beautiful stone steps and waterfalls and everything like that. Absolutely gorgeous. So this is like a must visit kind of place. It's beautiful up here. So we always stay up here, this northern section of Seneca Lake. Cayuga Lake is one of the bigger lakes. Seneca is the deepest. Then you have Skinny Atlas, which I believe is Skinny Atlas right here. Skinny Atlas is one of the most expensive. And Awaska Lake is the same thing, also very expensive. And then these two are also great lakes as well. So we were like, hey, look, there's demand. We know people are coming here all the time. We know this is a very popular area. So let's take a look at the demand. So we're going to look. Let's just zoom in. So that's from Ontario. So here we are right here. So it's in multiple counties. So it becomes a problem when you're in multiple counties to try to kind of like pull just the singular county data. So what we had to do is we actually had to draw a polygon around this whole area. So here is the actual map right there. Um, let's check out Yates County itself. The 6-month STR is only 68%. Average days on market is 138. So by a quick look, you're like, this isn't a great market. The 6-month STR for Seneca County is better. It's 135. And then the 6-month STR for Ontario County, which is the northern side of the lake, northwestern side of the lake, is 109 with average of day on market of 173. This one has an average day on market of 369. And the southern, which is Schuyler County, is 68% STR. So all in all means, it's not like a stellar, outstanding, busiest, craziest market you've ever seen, right? But it's still a good market. There's still sales happening. Okay, so we looked at that, found it on here. We're like, okay, this solidifies that it's a decent market. It's not crazy, but it's decent. So let's look at this. Let's look at Yates County and why. Okay. So Yates County expands into this lake over here as well, but we focused kind of like this. So what we did is we looked at this and we said, okay, let me draw. Cancel. I wanted to see just what's happening in this Seneca Lake area. So let me go like this. Let me draw a map. I wanted to see the sales that were happening in this specific area. Now I went a little wider. Now when I'm actually on my thing, when I'm pulling my data, I actually go super skinny. Then I change this to home type. I went land. I went sold. Let's check 1 year solds. And I'm going to just do 1 acre and above. Okay, we got 48 that sold in the last year. Now you can see the concentration of most of the data that's been sold is down here. You know, the southern part. We were. Let me show you actually. This is the actual listing. Now I'll tell you, this is not a listing that we did like an amazing job on because we didn't have time. We didn't even get drone shots back. We just literally took pictures from Google. Look at this. We took pictures from Google and listed it. That was it. That's all we needed to sell this thing. We never even had a chance to get drone shots, nothing. So we put it on the market. Now, let's see. You can see, so this is a matter of neighbor wanting it and they not really being able to text the market, you could say. Yeah, so this was, yeah, exactly. So the neighbor saw it, wanted it. Yeah. Neighbor wanted it. Yeah, so the neighbor wanted it. That's really what happened. So you can see 912, this was listed. We actually signed the contract the next day, but we forgot to update the listing because this is a self-listing we did on BrokerList. So no real estate agents involved or anything like that. So we ended up listing it, went under contract on 9/13. And you can see here, this sold on 11/7. That's when it officially sold. So yeah, the neighbor wanted it. He owned, I believe he owned this house, like right next door. And he always wanted to buy this lot, but he owns this house. I'm not too sure. He wanted this lot and he just never had contact with the neighbor. So was this pure luck? A little bit. I'm honestly going to say it's a little bit of pure luck that the neighbor just wanted this lot. But this is the fourth time this has happened this year. So it's not, I wouldn't say it's all pure luck. I think it's just bringing good quality properties to the market and knowing what the market wants, right? That's really what's going to help you. So we ended up looking at comps in the area and we were like, okay, what's going on here? What kind of lots are selling? You know, obviously everybody wants the lakefront stuff, right? But then you see some of these and you're like, wow, this is a gorgeous lot. This is Watkins Glen. This is not the same area. Well, it's the southern part of the area. Nice big lot, 14 acres. It's got some good road frontage, all this stuff. Let's check pending. Now, I know a lot of these weren't So we went contingent. This went contingent in about 45 days. So pretty cool. So we started looking around. Like obviously these lots sell for much more. Anything with lake frontage is going to go crazy, and they sell faster. Like if you could get a lakefront lot, it goes way faster. So this is just a year to the day. That sounds something seems off on that. So we started poking around the market, and we said, okay, well, we see some activity. We see lots selling. We don't really want to go road frontage side. So we're like, what can we do? Can we just pull stuff kind of within this range of the lake? Like we'll pull lakefront and then a little bit further, but we don't want to go too far out because then it just kind of gets into like nobody wants this area. If you have ever been up here, this is all like farmland, kind of like poor area, especially when you get to some of these areas north over here. They're kind of like low income areas, not really that much of a desirable area. All over here, this is where everybody is. All the money's on the lake, right? It's a lot of money on this lake. So let's check this out. So here we are, Land Insights. We could zoom in. Let's check out Yates County, New York. Okay. So what we had to do, we actually did this on Land Vision, but now that we have Land Insights, we can do it here. So we're going to draw a polygon for this. So I actually want to clear filter. So I want to go acres range. I think we did about 3. Yeah, this is a blind offer lead. We did 3 to 100 about. Max improvement percentage, about 5%. Owner out of state. This is an out of, actually we do want to out of counter owner. Okay, cool. Let's see, tools, ruler. So we'll have to just do, what we did is we drew a polygon around this whole area, kind of like followed the lake, went about 500 to 1,000 foot buffer, just estimated it, didn't really count it. We drew a polygon around this whole area, okay? Once we drew the polygon, then we hit filter the parcels. Let's just filter parcels anyways. Oh, sorry. Into county, Yates County. So we looked at just these areas right here, and we pulled the polygon right in those areas, okay? And what we did there was we then looked at them and pulled them out. We actually went through and scrubbed this. And once we scrubbed everything, we mailed it. So let me pull up my RPM. I'll pull up my rocket print. I'll show you exactly how many we mailed. Yes, we priced anything that was a lakefront lot. So, all right. So what we do is we scrub with Land Insights. That gets us our basis, right? That gets us like our basic scrub. And then we go in and we re-scrub again. Okay. That re-scrub is really where we're getting fine-tuning things. So what we do is we mark lots for different things. So like if it was a lakefront lot, it got marked as a lakefront lot. If it was a regular lot, it got marked as a regular lot. So anything that had lake access, lakefront, that obviously got more a better offer, right? So we almost had to like pick and choose two. We had to like kind of do two markets in a way, if that makes sense, to be able to do this. So we had to go in and yes. Okay. Sorry, I'm just making sure my wife's back. Cool. Okay, so yeah, we did change our blind offer scaling and pricing based on based on the lake frontage and outside of that. So, anyways, I was pulling up this Postcard Mania. Let me find my campaign. I think on this campaign, we were somewhere in the realm of about like 700 letters sent. Okay. And from that 700 letters, I believe we only got like 4 or 5 leads, but that's all it took. Right. You know, you don't need 30, 40 leads to make it profitable. Right. You just need 1 or 2 at the end of the day. So let me check my, anybody, how do people like the, Rocket Prince new way of like doing things? I'm not a big fan of it. Anybody else have any issues with it? All right. So this was the, oh man. This is annoying. Finger Lakes and Louisa. So we ended up, so RPM is like just the way they do things now. Yeah. You like this interface a little bit? I don't like this interface. So their interface just totally changed and it just doesn't look as clean. Like it used to be able to like, you could click all this crap and like look at stuff, whatever. But now it just shows you like how much was delivered. Like I can't look into this campaign and check the map. I'm sure there is a way. I just don't know how because I'm too dumb to figure it out. Yeah, it's not, to me, it's not as user friendly as it was before. So right here, this is the actual, it was this one, Finger Lakes and Louisa. So this was a two lists combined. The total was about, oh no, I'm sorry, that was the second list. That was the second list we sent. So we sent this because we did a second Finger Lakes list. Tiny Frederick map. Stokes Valley, Lucia, Rockingham, Rowan. Where is this one? Santa Rosa, Washington, Mangrove, Chattanooga County, New York, Columbus, Bledsoe, Mason. Huh, where is it? Baldwin, Orange, Stanley. Where is it? It's a small list. Seneca right here. I'm sorry. Okay, so actually even less. So we mailed 500 right there. Only 494 got delivered. We got about 3 leads. So out of 494, right, our total cost was times 0.58, right? So about 286 total plus scrubbing. Scrubbing costs us about 2 cents a record. So we'll call this 494 times 0.60. That's with scrubbing. Okay, that's 296 total cost. Okay, and then we made, click expand mailings. See, why they got to do that though? Why they got to mess with me, man? Export results, view list, so I can see my list, I guess. Okay, there's my list, all that stuff. View design. Okay, that's my design. Okay, I guess you can do that. Cool. I still got to get used to it. I don't really use this too much. Just Michelle. She's in here all the time, so I don't really mess with this at all. But anyways, so 494. So this is our total cost, 296. Okay. And then we sold that lot for about a $60,000 spread. Right. We had some closing costs and stuff like that. So probably, I think our total wire was about 54,000. So we'll just do that, 55,000. So we'll do 54,000. Sorry. So we had 494 times 0.60 divided by 54,000. That is not 54,000 divided by 494 times, I am a mess today. 494 times 0.6. It's 296. Dumbass. 296. So it costs us $296. Oh, okay, cool. So what are you saying? So if I go, interesting. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, they did change it. So right here, actually, this is where the guy that sold the property is from. Right here. So only one mailer went out all the way out over to Tucson. Crazy. So that was the guy. So for $296, we made 54,000. So 54,000 divided by $296, 182. So we made $182 for every dollar spent. So that's pretty insane. So for every dollar we spent, we made 182. That's absolutely ridiculous. Now, going through this process, like this is something that we kind of are doing more and more now since August, is we're kind of looking for some of these smaller type of markets. So we'll come into here, we'll look at land insights, we'll look at other pockets, and we'll look at pockets of sales, right? We want to see where are little pockets of sales happening, or like bigger pockets, things like that. We'll look at some of that stuff, and we'll kind of look at them and say, man, how can we get into these areas? Like, I really like these lakes. So what we ended up doing is, once we sold that deal, we ended up going back in and we did another pocket around here, around here, around here, around all these Finger Lakes, and created another list, re-scrubbed it, repriced it, redid everything, sent another mailer. I'm yet to receive any leads from that yet. That just went out recently. But as soon as I do, I'll update you. Now, this is awesome. These deals are totally possible. Do we have mailers that flop? Absolutely. So it does happen, but it's not every day. Like, we still get leads. It's just sometimes we don't convert them all because they might not be a great deal or whatever the case may be. So I love doing this type of stuff, like these types of deals all day. So when we went in with pricing, like what we did for pricing as well is we'll come in here, this one specifically. So it was really tough to get the pricing done. Okay. Because you got to zoom in pretty tight. And what we did is we had to do this in multiple sections. So this is where Michelle came in clutch. So we did last year, 1 acre plus. Okay. And then what I did is I drew, I hate that I can't click and draw. So we drew our little polygon around this. And then after I drew it, I exported this data. So that's all we got, a couple lots, right? And that one's actually going to go. So we ended up getting 2 lots that have lakefront or lake adjacent. Okay. So we would pull that data. Then we would come down here. Same thing. We would go draw, and then we draw a line, kind of hit anywhere we can, like this. Okay, boom. And we pull our comps, so no comps there. Come down here. Let's draw again. Oops, ignore that little line that went too far out. Okay, we'd pull our comps here again. Anything that was on the water, we get a better price. Anything that was off the water, we get a lower price. And we would just keep doing this. We would pull it all, aggregate it onto one sheet, and then say, okay, here's the pricing for these markets. You almost have to break it up into smaller little sections because this is a huge area. If you don't know, this lake is massive lengthwise. It takes you about, for you to drive this end to this end, it's about an hour to drive the full lake. So it's huge. So this almost has different markets inside just the lake itself. Watkins Glen is a totally different market down here. So you want to price this different too. So what we did is we kind of went in here. We said, okay, well, let's go here to here to here. Let's price anything in this area one way. So here's a couple deals. that we would price out like there. We'd probably remove these because they weren't lakefront houses. And then we went in, and then after we did that, we went back and said, okay, like let's do this again now, but let's draw this polygon, right? We had to draw somewhere else, right? So we would come in here and we drew outside of the lake. And we didn't go too far. I didn't want to go too far out of the woods. So we pulled all these. So there's no sales there. Let's draw again. Let's check to see if we got any sales on this side of the lake. Cool. Okay, got a couple sales there, all on that side of the lake. So that's how we got our pricing. Once we did that, kind of went through everything. Driving the difference example. Distance to city parks. If all these, so yeah, so there is that. That's why we would separate things in specific pockets, Jeff. So what we did is we were kind of like, we know Watkins Glen is like a national park right here. So all the stuff down here sells for a little bit more. So what we did is anything lakefront, southern part of the lake, we would pull and price differently. Now, this section of the lake is kind of like, it's not as popular because what happens is right over here, there's huge drop-offs. So this lake kind of dips in really far. So you have to build like a 50-foot stair to get to the lake, right? But up here, this section, pretty much this road up, it pretty much, the properties basically butt to the lake. So anything north of this highway, we priced one way. Midway, we priced a different way. Southern, we priced a different way if it was lakefront. And then anything outside of lakefront, all around the outskirts and stuff like that, with like about 1,000-foot buffer from the lake, that's what we mailed and that's what we priced. We would go through here and price these specifically. Now, it sounds like a lot of work, right? But at the end of the day, all that work turned into $60,000 or $54,000 when you account for everything, right? So in my eyes, that's worth it. So this took probably my team, Michelle and another VA, Jenny most likely, to scrub this. This probably took about a total of maybe 16 hours, so 32 hours total work time to prep this list between the two of them, right? So 16 hours for one, 16 hours for the other. So that's a total cost of about $160 on one end and about $90 on the other end, okay? So your total all-in cost is now about $500 with everything, with mail and everything like that. And scrubbing and data all comes from, this is from Land Vision, so we didn't have to pay for data. All in all, so we made a good chunk of change from a really small sample size. And I think it's mostly because of the pricing, because we sat there and priced everything specific. Like if we were to just draw a polygon and say everything gets the same pricing, guess what? We're gonna lowball a shit ton of properties and we're gonna offer too much on other ones, right? But because we went so crazy and went specific on them, we did a lot better. Repricing 55. So we did 55% of market for everything. Now what we're doing now is going back. Anything that was a lakefront property, we're going back and repricing that at a higher rate. We're going to probably do about 75% of market, just to see. So we're going to probably do about 75% of market for the lakefront properties now, because we now actually have a good contact there who's a builder who's going to be building properties on the lake. So we're looking for more lakefront properties. So we're like, okay, let's offer 75%, knowing that we could come in there and kind of hit them and still make a good spread with the builder that comes in and builds for us. So we're working on that now. And then also, like we just said, we went through and did all the other markets. That probably took us a good 40 hours, I'd say. Probably 40 to 60 hours between two people to price that, pull that data, scrub it, get everything prepped out, and get the mail out the door. Okay. If I'm working by myself, you could probably still do this. It's just going to take you, it's probably going to take about the same time. Girls. All right, hang on one second. Kids. So yeah, so if you were just a one-man band, you could totally do this, right? Obviously it's going to take some time, there's going to be some stuff you got to do, whatever the case may be, but it's worth it in the end. um we also, I mean, we still do a ton of, we actually, the bulk of our business is obviously bulk mail. We send a ton of mail out, right? But with these tinier things that we also do, they pay dividends. We've done the same thing in other markets, where we look for demand of specific types of parcels. So if the demand for a specific parcel is like 40 acres plus, well, why would we mail 10 acres and stuff like that if the demand is for 40 acres, 50 acres, 60 acres? We just went and said, okay, let's go pull all this data. Let's go find out exactly what we need in this specific area. Because like Michigan and stuff like that, we see a lot of people that just want to buy 40, or Wisconsin, we see a lot of 40 acre plus parcels going. Not a lot of people want to buy 10 or 20s. So we just went, okay, let's just offer 40 acres. Let's just go buy those, right? And that's kind of what we started doing, is like looking at those little specific things. If you guys have questions, please drop them in the thing. And if you guys like videos like this, like make sure you like it. So ask any questions you want, because I'm full free. Like I'd love to answer them. And if anybody wants to come up, I could actually bring you guys on too. So how many blind mailers are you sending now? Tom, we're sending anywhere between like 8 and 12,000 a month. It depends on the month and kind of what markets are hitting, but between 8 and 12,000, but it's highly scrubbed and everything like that. So we're pulling probably over 100,000 records a month and then scrubbing it down and prepping it out to get to that. So, thanks, Coach. So yeah, so all right, so when we're looking at finding specific pockets, right? So let's say we found a county on Land Insights and we're like, okay, we like this county. Now I'm going to do my second end due diligence. Like let's just say, oh, I don't know, I'm just going to say Person County and see. I like this county. So I'm going to look at here and I'll say, wow, okay, there's a ton of data here. Let's look at this. Let's go solds, land. Let's check out the last year. I don't do any lot size or anything like that. There's 243 parcels. Now, obviously, it didn't all sell all over the county unanimously. So we kind of looked at it. We said, okay, well, where are the pockets of demand of little things that we need, or big thing, like where the bigger parcels selling, things like that we can make money on. So let's just say the 20 to 40s. Okay. This whole area is not going to have 20 to 40s for sale, but there's different areas that do, right? So we could see here, there's a couple of them down here. 345, 425, 335. These are all bigger parcels. We actually just sold a lot. It's Mariah. I don't know why it's not showing up. It was right here, right in this area. Sold it for 360. So we looked at this and we said, okay, like a lot of people are looking for bigger hunting tracts, things like that, all that in these areas. So we said, okay, well, why don't we just go get that land for them? Like, why would we deliver a product that other people aren't looking for? So we would come in here, pop in here, and we'd say, okay, what stuff is selling? So we look at the 20s to 40s. We'd look at, oh, that's why you're not seeing mine. 40s to 100. That's what we need. There we go. This is the one. We sold this one not too long ago. 71 acre parcel. This was a great deal. So show more history. Show more history. There you go. We bought this for 145 on March 14th. We sold it on June 3rd for 360. So that's a $215,000 profit on that deal. This was March 23rd, listed active. We dropped, so what we did is we knew we had a good spread in this deal. So we said we could sit on it for a little bit and still make money. So we said, let's list it high above market and see what comes in. Now we got a few calls, but nothing serious. So we said, okay, let's drop the price. It's been about a month. Drop the price. Boom, went pending. Okay. We took an offer at 360 cash, 360, no, with a loan. And they came in and we closed this one pretty quickly. I mean, it was like 2 months. Made 220K. This is an awesome deal because it looked landlocked, but it was not. We ended up coming in here and found that this property was not landlocked. This actually had a deeded easement. It just was not recorded the right way. It was recorded in 1976 or something like that. So what we had to do is we had to come in here and get a survey done from here to here. And they resurveyed that plat. And then once they resurveyed it, we were able to sell it with access. So huge property, 71 acres. Not an ideal subdivide candidate. Obviously, I have no road frontage or anything like that. And it just was a great parcel. Honestly, it's a really great hunting parcel. So that's where it is. So we looked in this area and we said, okay, there was tons of demand. Not tons, but there was some demand of like for these types of properties. Yeah, we buy through our entity. Purchasing, yeah, we're buying through an entity. So it's a complex thing. So for right now, we've just been buying under our current marketing LLC, but we're resetting up a new LLC. That LLC is going to be our purchasing entity. So what we do is get a contract on our marketing LLC and assign it to our purchasing LLC. And then that purchasing LLC is the one that goes ahead and boom, buys the property. This way, if anything ever happens, assets are separated, things like that. So I could see here, there's like this little like kind of subdivision in a way. So this would be something I would look at and say, okay, let me check my pricing over here. Let me see if it gets more lots. Like I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, 76 acres, sold for 210. This one is how big? 86 acres, sold for 270. And this is a smaller parcel, let's see. 41 acres, sold for 120. Okay, so I would probably price this out, pull some data right in this specific area, and price that out. See right here, we have another little pocket. Oh, no, it looks like the same lot, just listed twice. Yeah, so only one lot. So this is not an inherently, like if you look at this lot, you're like, that's not enough data, right? Everybody would kind of pass this over, okay? But we made 220K on one deal because we just looked at this and we said, okay, there's demand in here. If we go back a little further, actually what it was is we also looked at some of the lots right here in this area and said, okay, where is there other stuff selling in this area? And that turns out, I think it was right here. We looked at it and said, there's other similar area, like other lots, like larger lots that are in demand in this area. So might have to go back a little further from this one to see it. But there was another lot like literally down the street, almost exactly the same, that sold. So we looked at them and we said, okay, this is not like a crazy hot market, but there's demand, right? Stuff is going pending pretty quick. So let's see how fast this one went pending. Going pending to me is super important. Like, look at this. This is listed active and went pending in friggin' 14 days, something like that. It's insane. 15 days. That's absolutely ludicrous. So to me, a $250,000 property to go pending in 15 days, obviously, and during Christmas, obviously something's there, right? There's a demand for this market. So that's when we said, okay, we need to focus on this stuff. So we look at find pockets, good STRs, good things like that, and then come into here and we look at good pendings. So we'll pop open all these deals as long as they weren't, see, this is a public record deal. I don't count that. I'll look at some of these other ones, like the bigger ones. Let's see. Let's check this 275 here. This went August 20th, went pending in 10 days for another 299. So 275 went pending for. Crazy. Guys, obviously there's freaking demand here, okay? So that's how we are identifying some of these markets that make us quick flips, 60K, 70K, stuff like that. We had another deal. Let me see if I can pull it up. sold last year. It was not last year. Well, it sold. I guess it's coming on to a year right now that we sold it. It was quick. We bought the property for 45,000, and then we sold it almost immediately. It felt like, I think it was like less than 7 days we were on the market. Let's see, 10. This was listed. Yeah. Okay, here you go. Yeah, this is it. So we bought this deal. Right here, we bought this for. What did we buy this for? 45. Yeah, we bought this for 45,000. So our all in was less than 50K with everything, and we ended up taking this down. We bought this 1027. You look like within 7 days we had a full price over ask offer for 90K. Actually, no, we had a couple offers. We had 3 offers on this one, and we ended up settling at one that was cash 90K, closing like pretty quick. Ended up taking a little time to close, but it still worked out really great. And we closed, made this is another $45,000. Now, this market itself, if we looked at it, this is Elkin. The market itself is busy. It's not like crazy busy, but it's busy. Let's see. This is Elkin. Let me look at Elkin over here. Cool. So if you look at this market in general, it doesn't look like that crazy. Let's shrink down the acreage size. Amelia, can you shut that door? Thanks, babe. So this market doesn't look crazy. There's a couple sales, obviously, and I mean, if I look at the county-wide, there's more sales. Not too crazy, right? Not a lot of like sales and everything like that. But what I looked at is like, how fast is stuff going pending? Okay. Let's check out some of these lots. I haven't looked at this market in a while. August 3rd to July 26th. I mean, this went soup to nuts in 2 weeks. 2 weeks to go soup to nuts. That's crazy. Any more questions, guys? Ask, please. I want to answer stuff. I don't want to just be talking to myself the whole time. Boom, boom, boom. Let's check out this one. Listed active. This went pending in 5 days, right? That's a huge, like, holy shit, why are we not working this market more? 5 days right there. Camp Road, this went pending. So listed active. This one took a little while to go pending. Could have been something wrong with the property inherently, or just not like. Oh, see, this is what's wrong with it. The property was clear cut, so it's partially clear cut. So anytime a property is partially clear cut, especially like a road frontage section, that's going to be bad. And this doesn't actually have any like real building site cleared. They clear cut some trees. I don't know why they did that. It looks terrible. Not a good listing, honestly. There's no drone shots. Yeah, this is a bad listing. It's probably why it took so long. So yeah. Recently, you doing an update where. Yeah, actually, we've been talking to Sumner about that. We might do a live call about that and just go through the update from the 90-day challenge, where we're at now, where we're at in our business, what we've done, what our numbers have been, and all that stuff. I talked a little bit about this at the mastermind, but at this point, we've had a team come in. We're basically have a team. We're hired about 7 people total. We've done. I think if we land this next deal, well, without this next deal, we're about. I think we're just clearing above 500,000 net profit. After everything, this year alone, that's a year and a half after the year and a half after everything. So that's like 700,000 total we made. And then if we close this next deal with the other stuff we have closing in the next month, we should be another 300,000 on top of everything. So you're talking about almost 800 this year net. And then upcoming this next year, 2025, with everything we're doing, partnerships and all that stuff, we're nearing probably close. Like that one, we project we should make about like 1.5 to 2 million in the next year, 2025. So, but I was talking to Sumner. We want to hop on and do like a 1 year like breakdown where we're at kind of thing, and go over all that. So, yeah, guys, so sweet. So here's my dog interrupting me because she wants to go for a walk. So overall, like, I mean, when we're looking for markets, it's not like STR is like our driving, like that's how we pick the market. But then we're going to look for demand itself. We want to see like how fast stuff is going pending, how fast stuff is actually closing, all that stuff. So are you marketing with any other channels such as Facebook? No. So we are not marketing anything else. We are, for right now, this past year, we've only done direct mail. We have not done a single other channel, no texting, no cold calling, nothing. And the reason why we haven't done anything else is we've been stockpiling data, right? So what we've been doing is taking our list, scrubbing them down, getting them all perfect, getting everything we want. And then we try to just send a swooping whatever to try to get as many deals as we can with this data, okay? So our direct mail goes out, pull data in, pull properties in, buy them, sell them, boom, whatever. Now what we're doing this upcoming year is we're adding other marketing channels in. With that, we're going to be adding in our cold emailing is the first thing we're doing. We're working with Mayor on that. That just got launched actually recently, so I'll update you guys on how that's going. Pretty awesome. I think it's going to be stellar. Next thing we're going to be adding texting and cold calling in. We're just going to be hiring a service to do it. We're not going to be doing it ourselves. I could be not wasting my time with that. I used to run 30 cold callers. I'm good. I'm done with that stuff. So we're just going to hire that out with the service. And then after that, our next move is probably going to be, so we'd have direct mail, cold calling, texting, and then and cold emails. Those are our 4 top. I don't know what else we'll try. I'm not sure. I definitely will not do RVMs. I'm not an RVM fan. I think they're illegal, and I don't want to really go down that route. So I don't do that stuff. So more activity double closing or force appreciating within land entitlement subdividing. So we've been doing a lot of double closing recently and a lot of self-listing as well. And I don't love it. It's a lot of work. It really is. It pays off, right? Obviously it pays off, but like I'm used to working about 4 hours a week in the business, and with the double close stuff, I'm ending up working anywhere from like 10 to 15, and I don't like that. It's too much work, too much chaff, a lot of like back and forth, and a lot of like looking stuff up, calling title companies, all that stuff. Hate it. So we're going back to doing a lot more with realtors and focusing on more just like connecting with good realtors, giving them a percentage of the deal. And that's it. It is what it is. It's okay. We're losing, 8 to 10%, but whatever. So we're doing that a lot now. And then, So what are your thoughts on? Okay. What are some of the things that automatically make you X out a zip code from your list? Really long days on market. So if I see stuff that like stuff is selling like crazy, but it takes a really long time for stuff to close, I don't want to be in that market. I want to turn stuff quick. I want my lenders to be in and out in like less than 60 days. So I really look for markets that are quick markets, right? I don't want to sit on deals. I don't want to do that. I have 2 deals I'm sitting on right now. One actually just went under contract a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I think. And it's going to sell in January, which sucks. But I've been sitting on that deal for like 6 months. I hate that. Another deal, I'm on it for 4.5 months right now, which should have been a quick deal, hasn't sold. And I think it was actually a little bit the realtor's fault. I can't really say for sure, but might be. Okay, Excel zip codes. So what are your thoughts on Instagram marketing, such as Landio, and how they use it? So I actually used to market properties to sell on on Instagram. And it's not that I don't like doing it. It's just that I don't have the time for it. What we were doing is we were creating ads and everything like that. Um, we were creating ads and all that stuff and then sending them out. And I would do like targeted areas and it was working pretty good. We get some calls and all that stuff. But we noticed that even if we were doing that, yeah, we get more calls, but there were a lot more tire kickers. So it hasn't really been working. But what we have been doing is we started using a third-party company to run Facebook ads to sell our properties. So we have a company that comes in, we pay them, it's about $500 a month, and they'll take 8 of our listings and they'll market them for us, run ads, do all the stuff, whatever. And we've been getting a crap ton of leads. And we're testing it out. The problem is I think a lot of them are unqualified leads. So I don't think they're that great. So I think honestly, it's been a little bit of a test. We'll probably try it out one more month and see if it actually works out. But we haven't converted any of those leads into an actual contract yet. So I don't think it's yielding the results we need. So that's another thing. I found double close. Is it more difficult because you are having to coordinate with the title companies and not TC? Or in general, more legwork because it's not common transaction that title understands? So it's a lot more work because now we're dealing with all the buyer leads and we're also dealing with the title companies. And then let's say the buyer comes in and says they want to use XYZ in title company, but we already open title with, ABC title company. Well, now we have to either do a double close with two different title companies, which sucks, or we have to transfer one from A to B, whatever, transfer it over. It's annoying, right? I hate doing it. So we're still doing double closes, obviously, because we can make bigger spreads. Sometimes we don't have to worry about putting a lender in. We can test the market, all that stuff. But I do like the idea of purchasing a lot, selling it, right? I own the property. I don't have to worry about like skating under it and all that stuff. As far as like a TC goes, we had a TC for a while, and what we're actually doing is bringing in an in-house TC. Before we used some people I know, they were outside TCs, which are great. They were honestly really great. But I want somebody that's focused on our business. So we're bringing in somebody now that's going to focus on, hey, as soon as this property goes under contract, you're going to be the one that goes and runs with it, gets title open, gets this done, gets that done. And then after that's done, then they go and they, anytime a buyer comes in, we have our dispo manager that handles any of the buyer leads. And then we do, once they get a contract signed, we send that over. Then they take that and run with it. And they handle anything that's got to go. They connect with our transactional funders. They connect with anybody. So that's pretty much like what we do. And then let's say it's a deal that we're purchasing. Our lenders love working with us. Like I'm always looking for more lenders because I make them so much freaking money. So I'm always looking for more lenders. Like my one lender this year has taken the same $150,000 and he's churned it. I think we're on our 5th time right now, and he's made over $75,000 on the same like 150-ish thousand. So he's super happy. So I'm always looking for more good lenders, like for point spaces. We're actually looking for some bigger lenders. So if anybody out there in the YouTube world wants to lend in some awesome deals, we have some couple like $1 million plus deals that are coming up that we need really good lenders for. Ideally, we want to find one person to do it instead of grouping together multiple people, because it kind of takes away from a lot of stuff we do is first position debt. It's actually all first position debt. But if we start bringing in lenders, like 2, 3, 4 lenders, then we have to put them together. They have to go create an LLC. The LLC gets first position and then everything, whatever. I like security. So I really want to make sure, like if I'm bringing in a lender, either they're covering 80% or more of the deal, or 100% is ideal. And we're buying at equity, right? So like some of these deals are like a buy for like 900, but it's like a buy at 900, but we're subdividing it and stuff like that. So we'll sell it for like 2 million, 2.5, something like that. So how long are you holding lenders' money generally? So if it's just a basic flip is just a, buy and sell. So we're buying for 45, selling for 90, something like that. We try to be in and out less than 90 days. Does it happen always? No, but that's like the ideal situation. For these bigger deals. The bigger deals is like probably like $1 million capital, purchase price, and then improvements included. And then exit is probably going to be about 2.5. So what we need to do is like we sell those off in partial lien releases. So lender would come in, they would get a partial lien release for each lot sold. So we could sell equitable title to the seller, the buyer, I mean. So we could either do one liquidity event or multiple liquidity events. It's totally whatever. When you make a big one, so Robert, of cash, how is that taxed? Okay, so the way that this stuff is taxed, it's actually not taxed as okay. So I have a good CPA. My CPA, the way it's actually taxed, work with your CPA on this stuff. It's not financial advice. So the way stuff is taxed on land, because this is technically not a capital gain because we're not doing any improvements, buying and selling. Okay. It's actually just taxed as inventory. Okay. So it's like you buy a shirt for $10 and you go sell it for $25. It's inventory, right? So you're getting taxed about 20% on that. Now, if you're improving it, adding roads, clearing stuff, blah, 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 anything like that, subdividing, anything like that, that's an improvement. That's a gain. So it would be taxed as a capital gain. So that's how they separate everything. The lot I just showed today was a no improvement lot. Boom. We didn't have any improvements. So that's going to get taxed as a regular inventory. The other lot that we did, the bigger one, yeah, I got a great guy. I actually want to bring him into Leah. So I'm working with Sumner to try to get him in there. Awesome dude. He's freaking awesome. So he's working with a couple people I know already. And he understands real estate. He owns real estate himself, so he completely gets it. So yeah, he's awesome, dude. Once I get the all clear, I'll make that connection with everybody. I usually don't like recommending people. I like people to kind of find their own, but this guy's really stand out. So, all right, guys. So that's pretty much it. I got to run because I have a big day today. I got to do a bunch of things, and then we're traveling on Friday for Disney with the kids. So I will see y'all probably 2 weeks. I'm not doing a call next week. It'd be the week after. And then from there, we'll go from there. I want to show you guys some more stuff. So if you guys like this, please like the video because I want to keep doing these. And I want to start bringing more people on too. So if you guys want to see things, certain stuff, add comments, comment on the bottom. Like, hey, Dennis, I want to see you do this. I want to see you do that. Like whatever it is, just tell me. Because this live is it's live on YouTube. It's going to be there forever. So yeah, guys, please add at the bottom, like add comments, add things. Tell me what you want to see, what new videos you want to see. I'm going to start doing more properties where I'm like on site and walking properties. I love walking properties. It's one of my favorite things about this. So I'm going to do more of those. Thanks, brother. Thanks, Vinny. So if you guys want to see more of those videos and like the stuff you want me to talk about, please let me know in the comments below. Add likes, alert, and hit notify. Whenever you see a new video come up, hit notify so we know that, we could keep serving you guys. So I love giving away a ton of information and a ton of freaking free shit. So with these videos, I know you can crush it. So picking markets, maybe that's too new. No, dude, I'll pick more markets. I love picking markets. We do market selection all the time. When I get back, we'll come on. We'll do a market selection video with land insights, and we'll pull some data from the data platform. Data platform is freaking insane. So yeah, topic on taxation and handling crappy sellers. Cool. You know what? I'm gonna handle Michael. I'm gonna bring Tyler in. Tyler had to deal with a really shitty seller the other day. It was awesome, and he crushed it. How about winning letter? How about a winning letter to mail out? All right. So the reason why we don't share, this is always going to be the case. We don't share our letter publicly because here's what happens. I share my letter. Now 600 people are sending the same freaking letter, right? It just gets to be too generic. I've shared my letter before and it's done a disservice to myself and others. So we don't do that anymore. We don't share our letters or anything like that. It doesn't help anybody, right? Because now if I share it and everybody that's on here shares and sends the same freaking letter, well, guess what's going to happen? They're going to be like, who is this? It's the same freaking person. Why? I'm not going to call anybody, right? So you got to kind of like tailor it to yourself, I think. We've tried a bunch of different approaches, and that's kind of what we've noticed. So I'd love to share letter. We've done some like templates and things like that. I could tell you what to say, but I can't tell you. I could tell you how to say it, but I can't tell you what to say, right? So awesome. Appreciate you guys. So on the actual video itself, add some comments in there. That's where we want to see them so we can go back and check this, because this is just going to be on the side of the video. We want to see them at the bottom of the actual video. So all right, appreciate you guys. We'll see you soon. Later. Happy Thanksgiving all.